If you're trying to climb the Valorant rank ladder, you're probably trying to play someone like Jett or Reyna, pretty much characters that are very mechanically demanding. But did you know there are agents in Valorant that can higher your chances of winning significantly if played correctly? Because there are, and the agents are the controllers. The controllers are agents that not many people pay attention to, but they can make a massive difference in a game. The impact these characters can have in a game is massively underrated. Let's take Zombs for example, who is a player on the Sentinels roster who is probably the best controller player in the world right now. If you go watch any of his pro games, you can see just how much of a difference he makes in almost every game he plays. The thing about playing agents like controllers is that you're not only challenged mechanically, but mentally as well. Unlike Jett or Reyna, who have util that pretty much benefit themselves in order for them to get kills, controller players' util affects the entire team. I've actually lost rounds because the controller player on my team places the smoke with a tiny gap in it, meaning that the enemy defenders can actually see me through it and kill me. And it's these tiny things that make controller players that much more important because you have to know what you're doing in order to play them. Why do you think nobody ever wants to play a controller in ranked? Because nobody wants to think. Everybody wants to run and gun and nobody wants to worry about game awareness. But playing a controller might be your ticket to climb. If you think you have game awareness and you understand how the game works, then you should definitely try picking up a controller. Not only that, but controllers are some of the most overpowered agents in the game right now. Let's take Viper and Astro for example. Viper of course has amazing lineups and a wall that can divide the site into two. She is in the meta right now and you will see her in almost every single game. But Viper went from being almost unused at all to being in almost every single game just because people realize how powerful she can actually be. Not only can she divide a site into two, but she can actually stop a defuse without being on the bomb site, and that's a massive advantage. Now Astro is on the same boat. I think she's honestly one of the best characters in the game, but nobody wants to take the time to master her. And I've met a few people on ranked who have mastered her, and they just make the game so much easier for the rest of us who aren't controllers. If there is any character to master right now in Valorant in order to climb, it's Astro, because she's honestly that powerful. A while back, the dev said that they are not worried about a duelist meta or even a sentinel meta, but they are worried about a controller meta. Now, why would the devs say that? They say that because they know just how powerful controllers can be. Controllers have the special ability to take space for free with just their util. Nobody really wants to push through a smoke or a Viper wall, and if they do, they're at a massive disadvantage. This means that whether you're attacking or defending, 9 times out of 10, people will respect the smoke and not push through it. Now people say that duelists also create space for their team, and yes they do, but it's not the same thing as a controller and it's not as respected. Now let's take a flash for example. Say Phoenix were to flash around a corner. And if you see the flash coming, you're gonna either 180 and then peek immediately afterwards, or 2 get flashed and then you're gonna peek after the flash goes away. The thing about flashes is that people expect you to come out after a flash, and that's why they peek it so aggressively. Whenever a smoke drops however, and it affects your field of view or what you can see, people are scared of what's on the other side. So a lot of the times they'll wait for the smoke to go away before they actually try to do anything. Controllers have the rare power of being able to deny info. Why do you think that whenever a team takes site, they always smoke CT? Because people on CT that are rotating from the other bomb side don't want to peek out of that smoke. Like, how powerful is that? That you can actually stop people from even coming into site with one utility. Like, that's amazing. Not only that, but the smoke can actually last a long time depending on who you play. So if you're having trouble climbing, try playing a controller agent and see just how much of a difference it can actually make.